Yo, first up, here's the host, Efren, explaining knowledge that's applying, never guessing. Next in line is Zach, the stats king. To call you out, cross you over, it's a sure thing. I a cheddar, no one better, crazy knowledge. On point, talking pros down to college. Jackie Jack on the grind, he'll never tire. Youngest buck on the show, he brings the fire. Never slip, keep your grip, Tico's in the booth. Ease the drip, keep the lip, always spits the truth. Finally, it's me, it's KG. Piling stats, spitting fast, daily. The Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. The Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. Podcast, the Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. The Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. Podcast, the Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. The Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. Podcast, the Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. The Sports Shed, the Sports Shed. Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Sports Shed Podcast. As the intro stated earlier, I am your host, Efren, and on top of your screen next to me is Keith, then Zach, then Jason, then Tigo, and then to my right over here, I'm stuck with him this week, gentlemen. Chatter. Normally others get stuck with him, but I think I lost a bet or something. I'm not really sure, but I digress. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's going on?
All right.
Hi. Jason, how was it getting back here to the show, making it on time today, man? I think Jason is muted. I'm not sure. Somebody might want to give him a heads up.
Hello? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Knoxville traffic sucks. I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, it does.
Just the traffic, but not the college football team. But we'll get to that in a second. On today's episode today, we're just going to go over what occurred over the weekend and NCAA, some of the football games. Some things have occurred. Then we're going to be talking about the NFL and what had transpired in this past weekend as well. But to begin, we're going to talk a little bit about the WNBA just real quick. Obviously, the playoffs have begun. And the MVP this year, A'ja Wilson, and the Las Vegas Aces actually took over Seattle and just basically sent them back home to the Pacific Northwest, winning the series 2-0. Of course, New York Liberty, I'm sure Spike Lee and Tigo over here are probably celebrating. They took care of Atlanta Dream and in the sweep 2-0. So they're going back to the South, and they're going to remain there, the dirty South, not necessarily in that sense. And then, of course, you've got the only two series remaining is Indiana and the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut is up 1-0. And then Phoenix versus the Minnesota Lynx. And Minnesota Lynx is 1-0. I believe within the next day or two, we'll figure it out. But Las Vegas and New York will be moving out, playing each other in the next round. Actually, now I'm going to predict that you know what? I think the MVP is going to carry them, even though they're going to start on the road. And I think they're going to end up. I think the series is 3 out of 5, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. It's 3 out of 5 this time.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck? I think Vegas is just going to sweep, even though Liberty won 3-0 earlier this year during the regular season. I just think the Vegas are on a hot streak. They started out slow. They finished strong with their MVP. And I just think that they're going to sweep. So in that instance, we'll just figure out the rest of the series to see who plays who. Anybody figures out who they think is going to win, Vegas or New York Liberty?
I wish it was the finals. I'm going to be honest.
Same here.
I wish this matchup was in the finals, but I'm not going to go against the Liberty.
Good choice. Good choice.
Wow, what a shocker, Tigo. I'd ask you who you're going, but I think you already made it clear to everybody else.
I think the winner of that Vegas and New York series is going to win it all.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That I could agree with.
I can see that.
Keith and Jason, you guys got thinking over there.
New York, I guess.
He says, "I'm not going after my home state."
I don't really follow it too much, so.
Yeah, I don't either, honestly. But let's go. Let's go New York.
the Liberty are the better team overall wise.
Yes, I mean win and loss. Yeah,
Not-
but you
not
also have
even
to.
that.
You also got to remember, Las Vegas is they're trying to 3P, so they won back to back. So that's going to be their motivation.
It's best
I-
of 3, right?
I think in this round it's going to be the best of 5. I believe.
Okay.
I believe it's the best of 5. So,
Why can't it just be a best of 7? Like, why does that have to be like a best of 3?
I have no idea, but I kind of
What
wish
kind
it
of stuff
was.
is that? Like,
Yeah, exactly. So moving on into actually what occurred over the weekend, Zach, I'm just gonna just cut to the chase, man. I'm just gonna start with Tennessee beating Oklahoma. I'm not even gonna just wait to be the third or fourth or the fifth topic.
Okay.
Oklahoma just basically, you know what? My son Zach, he put it perfectly while we were watching the game. Oklahoma did everything they could to lose that game. And I am not taking away anything what Tennessee did. But the fact that the score was actually final was 25-15. I'm going to tell you what Oklahoma did. Okay. 3 turnovers. Okay. 3 turnovers. They had 4 fumbles. They lost 2, 1 interception. They ran it for 36 times, 36 yards, 36 rushing yards. They got sacked 3 times. And then all of a sudden, our starting quarterback did nothing, threw, I think, 52 yards passing yards in the first half. They had to sub him out for a true freshman, Michael Hawkins Jr. He at least ended up in the second half throwing for 132 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, carried the ball 12 times, 22 yards. But he's also been named the starting quarterback for this coming weekend's game.
So
We literally did everything we could.
that's official.
Say that again.
That's official. Hawkins is a starting quarterback.
He's been named the starting quarterback against Auburn at Auburn this coming weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. Now mind you, he's replacing a 5-star recruit out of high school. But I saw the game and it was as if they didn't even want to try to play for this guy. He fumbled the ball twice, lost it twice. Both times, by the way, in the red zone, one of them inside the 5-yard line. So, when we did everything to lose this game, and we still had a chance to win this game. That's how poorly we played. This is one of those games where people could say Tennessee didn't win the game. Oklahoma actually lost the game. I saw something. Zach, you tell me what you saw, because that's what I saw.
Jackson Arnold just has looked really bad the last 3 games. He finally played a good team, and he looked even worse. I mean, we bring our backup in, and he showed some sort of fight.
Scored a touchdown.
I think the team rallied behind that. And I mean, you kind of have to go with him for next week just because of that. I mean,
I'm going to tell you how bad we played. How bad they played. Okay, Tennessee scored 25 points, right? 15 of those points was because of our offense. So our defense played great. They played fantastic. So I'm going to leave it at that.
So
Your defense gave up some big plays too.
Well, you got to remember, after the fumble, and it's right there, and they're going to score easy. They're going to kick field goals. When you're turning the ball over and you don't have to drive the ball that far, you're going to score pretty easily. Or even if it is a long drive, you have your defense that is constantly being on the field, and eventually that's going to get tiring. But the fact that out of the 25, 15 of them was because of our offense, whether it's by interception, fumbles, or even a safety.
Right.
I'm going to put those 15 points on our offense.
we only gave up one really bad play, which was like a 60-something yard touchdown.
Right.
Other than that, it was just our own doing. I mean, our defense literally handed our offense a touchdown, and we fumble it on the very first play. Jackson Arnold fumbles it on the very first play.
And nobody touched them, by the way. No one touched them. And then the second fumble we lost in the red zone was because they're running the ball, but another Oklahoma player accidentally punched the ball out of his hands.
So I got a question here. I didn't watch the game because I wasn't that interested in this game anyways. How does your quarterback that came in at when did he come in?
In the second half,
Second half.
How does he have more rushing yards than all your running backs and carries?
because we can't
all
run
your
the
running
ball.
backs.
Yeah, run the ball.
We just can't seem to run the ball this year.
Okay.
We haven't
Unfortunately.
been able to run the ball all year.
And I got another question. Is Arnold that freaking bad? Like, how do you go 7 for 16 for 54 yards, 3.4 yards per attempt?
I mean,
We
with a
ran a
1.3 QBR?
screenplay. We ran a screenplay, and he threw it behind him for a
Mhm.
fumble that we
Okay,
lost.
so
Ball went back like 15 yards.
you're
Like,
basically
he's-
saying he
He's
should just
not
go
making
transfer to Duke.
throws. He looks uncomfortable in the pocket.
mhm.
That's bad. Honestly, that's bad.
I
Like,
got a question. The prior 2 games before this week, if they were better teams, are you guys 1-3?
Yep, I think so.
I think we do what we
Hmm.
did this week, and we pulled Arnold during that game,
so
and we probably lose that game. But then obviously we'll see how Hawkins looks for the rest of the year. I mean, it's kind of the situation we're in now. I mean, Arnold hasn't looked good, and now we got a really tough schedule ahead of us. So we'll see how he looks.
So I have another question here. So why you think the leash would be that short on Arnold to begin the season if it was like this?
Yeah, you're in the SEC, bro. You gotta treat it like
think
that.
so?
Like
A
I said,
5-star recruit,
Yes.
like
Yes.
he's been doing this the past 2 games prior. He wasn't looking good. Even Keith was watching the games. I'm sure my dad was watching the games. He has not looked good
I mean, not
since
even
week
close.
1. And
Yes.
I could probably go back week 1 and probably find throws that he just missed and didn't look comfortable in. But 3 straight weeks, he was awful. And now he finally played a good team,
and he got dominated.
and he just was horrible.
But
He got
That's why I
dominated.
think
But here's the thing: it's not that he got dominated.
I
he
mean-
did it. No. When you're first of all, when you're fumbling the ball and the defense didn't touch you, that's your fault.
That's what
When it's a screen play and it's a pass play, but yet you're throwing it behind the player you're supposed to throw it to, so it becomes a lateral pass. A forward pass. That's your fault. That's not the defense. So you already have 2 turnovers where it didn't even have to do anything with the defense. Which again, I go back to what I said: the 15 points out of the 25 was because of the offense. It had nothing to do with the defense. Again, I'm not trying to take credit away from Tennessee for what they did, but we did this to ourselves. Oklahoma did it to themselves. It was not the Tennessee defense. And I know they want to give credit to the Tennessee defense, but I can't do that when 15 points was as a result of our offense just handing it to them.
they still got to put the points on the board into the end zone. It's not like
Well, you're
know what I mean?
but when you're handing the ball over, at some point the defense is going to get tired.
Let me say this: if you go back and you watch that full game, there's no reason why Tennessee shouldn't have put up 40 points.
Mhm.
That's how
Exactly.
bad our offense was.
That's true. That's
We
true too.
could not move the ball. We gave them great field position. They settled for
defense.
field goals for some possessions. Some of the times they punted. Like, our defense was just forcing them to punt, kick field goals, and like our offense was the ones just turning it over, just giving it to them. You know, and you would think like if you watched the game, you would think that they won like they would have put up like 40 points.
We should have been blown out. That's how bad we played offensively, but our defense kept us in the game. They were the reason why I even had a glimmer of a hope, a glimmer. So
that's why I think that if those two games prior, if those teams were a little bit better, you could easily be 1-3.
I will give you that. I will give you that just based on the fact of the way that offense has played. So what I'm kind of
Right.
hoping that Michael Hawkins Jr. brings a different part of his game into the offense, because he looks like he's very agile, he's very fast, he can run, but it looks like he also can throw. But again, he only had 18 attempts. He went 11 for 18 and had 12 carries. At that point,
And I believe he's a 4-star recruit himself. So it's not
exactly.
like we're having some quarterback who was like a walk-on or 2-star recruit. Like, he was pretty highly recruited as well, being a 4-star. So
Right.
we'll just see how he looks.
So moving on to I can't believe this is the most we've had on a conversation of Oklahoma. I'm actually
Wait a
psyched.
second. Hold on.
Oh, Jason, you got something to say?
Hold
Because you
on.
normally don't.
Wait a minute. So we gonna drag me through the cold, and then
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
South Carolina, but we just gonna scrape on by. Oklahoma. I told y'all,
Go ahead.
every one of you. I told you when they play Tennessee, they're gonna lose,
Yep, you did say that.
and they're gonna beat you.
remember.
I said it too.
You're right. No. But you said it perfectly. Oklahoma lost. Tennessee didn't win. So you said it beautifully, to be honest with you.
I mean, I see.
When Oklahoma would turn the ball over, Tennessee would turn the ball over. They had their chances. This was a defensive battle. I watched the game. This was
I watched the game.
defense and Oklahoma's defense. And for a little bit, Oklahoma's defense was holding them down. But
No, they were holding them down.
no, Tennessee just made a couple bigger plays. That's all it really was. They made a couple more bigger plays.
And I agree with you. But it wasn't one of those wins where, I'm sorry, it wasn't one of those losses where I'm going to say, man, there goes our season. Because, again, it was one of those where I knew that Oklahoma is way better than what they actually showed. What that tells me is that Tennessee is not as much as people also predicted what they were going to be, because you also have to remember they played, including North Carolina State. The same thing can be applied to Tennessee, because Tennessee hasn't played really anyone either. So we are about to see what that schedule is. They just went through their first test. They accomplished it 25-15. But this is where, again, I'm going to go by and use what Jason said as far as even Oklahoma. I am predicting that a 3-loss SEC team is going to make the playoffs before a 1-loss Notre Dame team.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. You just saw exactly why there's going to be a 3-team loss or 3-loss team in the playoffs out of the SEC, in my opinion.
Well, Tennessee got a bye week this week.
Do they?
I don't know.
I know there are bye weeks everyone gets, but I don't know if they do this week. They may be. So
I don't see them on the schedule.
They're idle this week.
What Tennessee had it as an advantage is their rushing. They rushed the ball for 151 yards as opposed to Oklahoma's 36.
And for college, 151 yards is nothing nowadays.
No, right. And most of that came from the quarterback.
Right.
So it's not like they were
pretty good, man. I'm not even gonna lie, man. That guy's really good, man.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna lie. I'll even give that.
I'll give Oklahoma some credit. I'm just saying, welcome to the SEC.
I appreciate that. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not too upset about the way they carried themselves and the way they lost. I actually was impressed that the defense held up. Usually that tends to be our Achilles heel.
Tennessee tried to give that game away. They had so many penalties. They had just one less turnover than Oklahoma did. So they tried to give that game away.
Trust me, we did better than give it away than Tennessee did. So, but now, and I know this is just the beginning of the week or of the show for Tigo, but then Michigan over USC 27-24.
Didn't I tell you that was going to happen? Didn't I say that?
Here we go.
That was going to happen. We needed to punch that man in his mouth, yo, for talking all that trash, yo. He needed that.
I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to ask you one question. Tell me your butthole wasn't like this. In the fourth grade. He was like this.
All I know is that, to Tigo's credit, I think it was the only one that picked Michigan. The rest of us had USC. I mean, basically, when they put Orgy right into the starting quarterback role, these numbers are not surprising. A total rushing amount of the offense was 290 yards. Rushing.
That's what we known for. That's what we known for.
32 passing yards.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's what we know for.
That's not having a QB then.
But the defense did have 4 sacks and 1 pick. So it basically had to be you run and you play defense.
Yeah,
that's the way Michigan.
Don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. We do need a quarterback, but you know what I'm saying. Just for beating Lincoln Riley though, because he was just talking so many trash last year. Harbaugh is leaving because he's coming to the Big Ten, and what he's gonna do to Michigan. What happened now, Lincoln Riley? What happened now?
Have your
What
money,
happened
Rico.
now,
Yo,
Lincoln?
Lincoln Riley got ran out of the building. If you want me to be honest,
Oh man. Oh my God.
I think Zach can go play QB for Michigan and put up more yards than that.
I mean, Donovan Edwards finally showed up, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
he did.
I mean, I guess. I mean, like 5.3 yards per carry, 1 TD.
I mean, the only highlight, I mean, to be honest with you, they each team had about 30 minutes each of the possession. So it was, I mean, that's why it was 27-24. They just didn't have USC only ran for 96 yards. Their quarterbackers were kept at the game. He had to throw it 51 times, completed 28.
My bad.
For 283 yards. He did throw 3 touchdowns and he had that 1 pick. So their quarterback actually, kept that USC team in, but they just can't run the ball. And when you can't run the ball, more often than not, you tend to lose anyway. So all right, Tigo. I know you're about to enjoy your 15 minutes of fame. So later on in the show, we're going to give you another 15 minutes of fame, okay? 'Cause it's not going to happen very much. So we're just going to go with the flow for you, buddy.
I'm going to tell everybody, like I told y'all the last time, relax.
Oh, my gosh.
You got
Any relations to Aaron Rodgers, just out of curiosity?
Nah, you just got.
Okay, I'm just asking.
You just got to give DJ the chance to warm up. Yo, he was fantasy football. Whoever had DJ, well, I have him, but I didn't play him. But he's lighting up fantasy football. He's lighting up fantasy football.
Bro, this kid looks like a kid on Christmas Day, bro. He looks like right now. Yo, everybody, the rest of us in the show is just sitting back and relaxing, and there's only one kid right now in the party that's laughing right now, bro.
Listen, I'm ready to switch out Herbert for my quarterback this week, yo.
Oh boy, here we go. You might have to because he's actually hurt. I don't know if he's coming back yet. But
I know.
but now, as far as the other team that basically just took care of business, Miami over South Florida. I mean, it wasn't even close. 50-14. He's got the U up there.
Domination.
I mean, Cam Ward just threw for over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah,
that kid is serious, yo.
Listen, right now he's the front runner for the Heisman. I mean, right now, I don't know who else you can put up there. I mean, I'll be honest.
Listen, that quarterback for Miami, he's serious. Yo. He ain't playing.
I'm gonna help Keith out because it's rare that I do this. I know that I've been trashing the Dolphins, and deservedly so, from day one in the preseason with my stats and supporting it. But I'm gonna give them a quick shout out for Miami. This is what Miami's been doing this year. Okay, in this game, they had 188 rushing yards, so it makes it a lot easier too for Cam Ward to do what he does when you still can rush for 188 yards. Their defense only allowed 62 yards. Okay, in that game. I'm going to tell you the rest of the numbers. Their defense is allowing 10.3 points a game. That's 12th in the nation. They're allowing less than 65 yards per game. That's 6th in the nation. And they're in the top 40 in passing yardage allowed at 168 a game.
I mean,
so I know everybody wants to give Cam Ward the credit, and I'm cool with it. And generally in college, it either goes to the running back or quarterback. Generally, right nowadays, it's the quarterback. But right now, this defense is making Cam Ward and that offense look like stars because of what they're doing. But people can't really sit on the defense either because right now, they're on top in a lot of these categories in the country.
Before you go, I just want to say, like, I get the hype for Miami. I love Cam Ward. I want him to be the Giants quarterback after this year.
Oh Lord, stop.
Man,
I'm going to be honest here. Who have you guys played?
Oh,
like honestly, like if we really think about it here, like you played Florida A&M, Ball State, and South Florida. Like who have you guys played? I mean, Cam Ward's still going to do good, but it's like your next game's Virginia Tech, California after that. Then you finally got Louisville. I mean, like,
you know what, Keith? I'm gonna let you take
I want you to respond because I mean, like,
he didn't ask could you respond. He said I want you to respond.
Is it just are they just their defense just that good just because they're playing lower lower, like not as talented colleges, or it's like they're just that good?
This looks like a viral moment, but go ahead.
We're gonna clip this one later.
It's just a question.
No, I'm not saying anything. Keith, you wanted Keith's response?
Can I respond now?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
All right. Well, first of all, if you look back to last year, these games that we're supposed to win, we weren't winning. You play who's on your schedule. We don't determine who we play. Schedule was already out before the year started. But we are beating these teams thoroughly. We are taking care of business. That's the big point right here. You play who's on your schedule. I understand that. We have a lot of teams that are struggling against teams they're supposed to beat. Barely
true.
beating. We are
Respectable.
dominating. The U is back. That's all I got to say.
No,
Can I say?
I mean,
I
be
just
fair-
think it's gonna hurt you guys, man, because you're not facing quality teams, man.
to be fair, I mean, it's just who's on their schedule, and
I get that.
I mean, they're blowing them out. And
oh,
then,
100%.
and then you said who they played. I mean, they did beat an SEC team and a South Florida team that, for 3/4 of the game, was right there with Alabama.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, again, they're doing what we weren't able to do earlier in the season. I mean, they're beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. You know, I mean, Cam Ward could easily look like Jackson Arnold, and he just, you know, can't complete a pass. You know, but he's going out there and he just is unstoppable. He's clearly the Heisman front runner right now.
Yeah, he's balling. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he's the
That
Giants
kid is
quarterback.
balling.
Time will tell. Probably when they play. What'd you say? Louisville, I think, is their
Next,
real big
Louisville's
challenge.
their top 25 matchup.
who's on their schedule besides Louisville?
1 second.
But like you said, I mean, they still did
Like-
beat Florida.
Like it's
And
not it's not good teams. Like
I don't. I mean,
Florida
you,
and an SEC team.
you got to remember, you can't control. First of all, no one can control who's in your conference.
I get that.
But people also got to remember,
Are you
and I know I agree with you. Who have they played? You're right. They've played a bunch of nobodies. They're taking care of business. Once they face somebody like, let's say, maybe in the top 10, top 12, whatever it ends up being.
They won't.
Okay.
but
No, but I get that. But at the same token, though, you can't control who's in their conference. But the other thing people got to realize is that the games against, whether it's Florida A&M or whether it's even Florida, or even if it's what's the other team they said you said they played? Ball
Florida.
State. These games a lot of the times are scheduled in a couple of years of advance.
oh, all right.
So that in itself tends to be a little bit different. They're not scheduled like during the off seasons. They're literally
all
scheduled
right.
years in advance.
Okay. So,
So-
these are the teams they got. They got Virginia Tech this week, California next week, Louisville, Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse.
But you got to remember, these are some of the teams that Miami has not been able to beat, again, because just like in any other conference, unless you're completely dominating like Alabama or Georgia, but a lot of these teams, in other conferences, they're like trap games. So it's not like these teams are pretty bad. I mean, a lot of these teams may go 7-3 or 8-4 or 9-3. Those are still teams that can beat you at any day of the week. As far as Miami, I'm not really too concerned that they haven't played anybody like, let's say, like an Oklahoma, or no disrespect either, like a Michigan, because Michigan doesn't have a quarterback, just like we don't, but we also can't run the ball either. So those type of games, like not necessarily a Tennessee because they're a powerhouse, but a game like Georgia Tech, or say even a Florida or a Mississippi State, those teams can sneak in and actually beat you, especially when you're in a conference. So, but I get what you're saying, that they haven't played anybody either.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Miami's bad either. So
The only thing that I would be concerned about with Miami is it seems to be their pass defense. Like, they give up a lot of passing yards. They win games, but they give up a lot of passing yards. So I don't know what that is, but like even South Florida, they put up over 300 passing yards against them.
Right. And that would be the only thing. Everybody has an Achilles heel, and you just kind of hope that their Achilles heel is not overshadowing everything else, and you're hoping that the run defense makes up for their pass defense. You hope that them scoring, an extra touchdown or two in the game makes up for the passing defense. But I know what you're saying. That would be the only thing, because if everything else comes even and you want to get into a passing situation in a shootout, that's where you might end up losing, say, like a 49-43 game, that type of deal.
Yeah.
So
and don't break.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll move on to this one over here in LSU over UCLA. They took care of business. Their quarterback threw for 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. They ran the ball for 102 yards. They allowed 14 rushing yards. They actually had 5 sacks. Again, it's UCLA. UCLA is not a football program, even though they're in the Big Ten. I know that LSU is going to say, "Oh, Big Ten," but again, nothing to brag about. UCLA to me is like another Ball State when it comes to football. No disrespect to Ball State, but they took their business like they're supposed to. Unless anybody else or Cheddar wants to add to LSU,
I just need to see consistency, man. Just consistency from QB play. That's it.
That's probably the only consistency you're getting right now, to be honest with you. I mean, 102 yards rushing by LSU again.
Well, yeah,
that's nothing but 352 yards. But again, LSU is going to probably end up being there, whether they're going to make the playoffs or not. Borderline, probably with 2, potentially with 3 losses. But again, LSU just took care of business in UCLA. Anybody else wants to add anything to this game?
No. Who do they play next?
I was going to go after that once we go over some of the games, and then we'll get to the matchup. And then Kentucky, to find us, they ended up beating Ohio Bobcats. Again, they took care of business. Their quarterback, Vandegrift, 237 yards passing. He didn't throw for any touchdowns, but he didn't turn the ball over either. Mm-hmm. The reason being he didn't have to turn the ball over is because Kentucky ran it 41 times for 206 yards. The defense just kind of held their own. They didn't have any sacks, but just they held their own. But again, it's Ohio MAC conference. They took care of their business. What they do, 41-6. Unless Jason, got something to tell me in regards to Kentucky and the rest of us that don't know right now. Like I said, they took care of business.
I got something to say.
I have a question.
All right.
Who's got something to say? Oh boy, Jason, you're on your own. Go ahead, Keith.
I'm jealous because he actually went to that game.
Really? Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
So
I go to at least 3 games a year.
Okay.
Work them in.
Cool.
I'm trying to get tickets to the Tennessee versus Kentucky game, but that's later on down the.
Just make sure just make sure that the bank gives you a long interest rate when you take out a loan for those tickets, right?
How far are those commutes to the games?
For Knoxville?
Or
10? Was it 10 minutes?
Oh well, yeah. For Knoxville, it's 10 minutes. For Kentucky, it's like 2 hours.
That's not bad.
No.
Wait, you just said 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The UT is like around the corner.
So when they do an air, what is it, like one of those air shots, air views, and on commercial, and they show you're in that vicinity.
You wouldn't be able to see my house, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we went to visit him, we went to Publix to get some groceries, and the stadium's right there, and it's literally 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's nice.
That's nice. That's nice.
I mean, traffic is terrible though.
I think I'd have probably been at all the home games then, man, if I lived that close like that.
10 minutes.
Tigo, would you be a Tennessee fan at that point?
Yeah, hell yeah. Right around the corner, hell yeah. Go Tennessee.
Man, that must be nice to be around like a powerhouse division, school, football, and or basketball program, to be honest, because Tennessee is a good program as well with Coach Barnes. So,
as in regards to the game, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this one because, again, it was against Ohio, but this was probably, I don't know, a feel-good game, get back in rhythm after 2 tough losses. Where I wish they could have beat Georgia, but a lot of people wish they could have beat Georgia. But
listen, I'm going to tell you this way. This is what I'm going to say about Kentucky, though. Here's what I'm saying about Kentucky: the fact that they lost 13-12. Just think about this. If they could win outright, they'll make the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
Just think about that. As crazy as they may sound, just because of the fact, even with 2 losses, heck, maybe give them a third loss, but the fact that they actually lost to Georgia 13-12 by 1 point,
Mhm.
and they get in the SEC conference game. On top of that, they win outright. They control their own destiny. That's
Right.
that's crazy to say that about Kentucky. It's crazy.
And they're not known for football, obviously. They never have been, but yeah, they keep striving, it keeps getting better year after year. So we'll see. I mean, Stoops
That's because he's a stoop. Exactly.
he has rebuilt that entire organization, I think, anyways.
Well, hey, there's a reason why he's been there for 12 years.
Right.
So now for the upcoming games here. All right, just real quick, all right, because we got to dive into the NFL in here, and we got some things to talk about there. All right, listen, Minnesota at Michigan. Michigan is favored by 10.5. I got Michigan, unless you guys got something else to tell me.
Michigan.
Michigan all the way.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Tiga, the question was not for you. I think the entire audience knows who you would pick. So. All right. Now this one is not as easy as so many people may think. Okay, but you got Kentucky right now. UK, Kentucky at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored by 17.5.
Yeah.
I mean, at Ole Miss.
I got Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss looking like a scary team too, man.
I got Ole Miss, but I believe Kentucky's going to cover the spread.
Okay.
I got Ole Miss.
I'm going Kentucky with the upset.
Ooh.
You gonna stand on there?
Business.
Ooh.
Zachary over there, that looks like a Tennessee Volunteer fan, but we won't go there. Go ahead. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Ole Miss, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kentucky covers.
That is true. People always keep forgetting, though, the 2 losses by Kentucky was to South Carolina, which is 31-6, and Georgia 13-12. So again, that's
But
not
I'm
really
banking on that Georgia game.
I'm sorry.
I'm banking on that they play like they did against Georgia.
And who wouldn't? I would too, if you're going to make that bet.
Kentucky's got a top 5 defense. It's just if they can get their offense rolling, that's the question. It's the
Exactly. All right, listen. It's Oklahoma at Auburn. Auburn is 2-2. All right, they lost to Cal, they lost to Arkansas, but remember, Auburn dominated Alabama, A&M, and New Mexico. So they lost to Cal and Arkansas. They beat Alabama, A&M, and New Mexico, and Oklahoma is only favored by 2.5. Listen, call me a homer all you want, but I'm taking Oklahoma here on the road against SEC Auburn.
I'm pulling
that upset. I'm going Auburn, yo. Auburn's gonna pull that upset.
Tigo, you're not welcome in my house anymore, man. Right? We got a little tired of this, man. Seriously, bro. No, that's cool. It's cool. We good. We boys. But you're making a little.
And that's an ABC game too. So that's prime time.
Oh, see, he had to throw that in there, Zachary. He had to throw it in there on prime time at 3:30 on ABC. My man said the time and the network.
Shout outs here.
Man, you get paid by Auburn or something?
Paid by ABC.
Man, how about the rest of you guys? Who got that?
I think the team's gonna rally behind Hawkins since he's been named the starter, and I think we're gonna win by double digits.
My boy.
He said your team don't like that Arnold dude at all. He said he must have the transfer.
I won't be surprised if he pulls a Spencer Rattler. I mean, you don't play good enough, you lose your job, and you leave at the end of the year.
Yep,
goes.
It's happened.
Right to Duke.
Keith, Jason, or Cheddar? Who do you guys got?
I got Oklahoma.
Oklahoma by 3.
Ooh,
Oklahoma.
all right. Tigo, still a sellout, bro.
I got Auburn.
Damn.
I think Hawkins comes in and actually shows something. So,
and that's the thing, exactly. That's what I think. But we'll see. I
say y'all
he shows Arnold how to be a QB.
Here's my goal. My goal is to win the game, and depending on how he performs, I want him to not just win the game, but I want him to perform where he doesn't lose his job after this week. That's what I want. Plain and simple.
Bang.
We're gonna go ahead and Virginia right at Miami. Miami is favored by 19. I think Miami's gonna blow Virginia Tech out. But again, Keith, again, but these are the type of, now remember, moving forward, these are the type of games that Miami have lost in the past.
You got to remember, Virginia Tech took Vanderbilt to overtime.
Right.
So Virginia Tech's not a walk in the park.
Correct. But again, this is where now Miami's going to start playing their conference much more. It's going to be one of those mid-level teams in the conference, like I said, like a Virginia Tech or Georgia Tech, even a Syracuse. But those are the games now that we got to find out if Miami can now go over the hump, and that's the reason why they brought in Cam Ward. But I got Miami covering the spread. I'm going for it. What the heck?
I got Miami winning by at least 25.
We're gonna let
Miami
Keith
big.
go.
Miami
Oh, dang. Keith, he threw you a U sign, an OU sign, a DU sign.
He's allowed to do that.
Yeah, don't put that in front of me again, Zach, okay? That's blasphemy. You know better than that. Sorry about that, Sooners.
I got
Okay, that is my son.
better than us. I'll take Cam Ward.
He had a little mental lapse. It's his uncle, so that is a free pass. Okay, all right, go ahead, Keith. Oh,
Got
Jason.
the punch on.
I got Miami by 24.
Just put up the signs, Keith. Come on, Keith. Just put up the sign, buddy. Let's get it over with.
Tigo, who you picking?
I'm going for the next upset.
Oh,
Tigo is savage, bro.
yo,
Tigo's not gonna be allowed anywhere.
He's taking his 15 minutes of fame and says, "Screw this. I need to go viral. Let's pull these upsets out." What?
Tigo ain't gonna be allowed anywhere, bro.
Wow. But he says it with conviction, so I got to give it to him.
Tigo, who are you mad at, really? I want to.
He's mad at all of us. He's mad at all of us, boy.
Are you mad you didn't go on that
For not
cruise?
picking Giants last week.
Yeah.
No, I'm mad that nobody picked Giants last week.
Or Michigan.
Mad.
Oh, man.
There's nobody
Tigo.
from Michigan. Okay, I got you.
Throw up your sign. Just get it over with, buddy. Rip the brand right off, bro. Put that sign up, Keith. Come on.
Right. So the reason I picked Kentucky,
No, I'm talking about
This is
Miami. Take it
open.
Miami.
they beat Ole Miss. We take care of business. We jump ahead of them in the polls.
Okay.
Okay, I get that. I see that. I see your logic.
Okay. All right. So, but again, Miami for the record.
Yes, sir.
All right. Just, no,
Yes, sir.
No, of course. Let's just finish this. Let's. We're gonna wrap this one up real quick, guys. Obviously, game of the week, potentially game of the year, even though it's early in the season. Number 2, Georgia, at number 4, Alabama, and Georgia's favored by 2. Whoever wants to talk, who do you guys have?
Alabama.
I'm going Alabama too. I'm going with Bama.
Alabama.
I got Alabama, and they'll jump into that number 2 slot.
Yep.
Zachary.
I got Alabama, and I believe I saw a stat that said that they haven't lost like a regular season game in like 4 years. I don't know how
At home.
I'm recalling that correctly, but yeah, I got Alabama.
Okay. Well, that streak is over. I got Georgia.
I got Georgia.
That streak is over. Georgia's going to remain dominant. Probably be a close game, but I believe Georgia by 7.
I agree. Georgia by 7.
So,
I mean, if they
everybody else
can,
got.
if they can get after Beck, he gets frazzled. So I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I just think Georgia's line will protect Beck. They're going to be able to run the ball. I think both defenses is going to be a wash. I just think that Georgia's offense is going to be much better than Alabama's offense, but both defenses end up being.
I feel like Georgia has Georgia gotten the job done against Alabama recently. I feel like they just keep coming up short against Alabama. I could be wrong, but oh,
Beck will get racked.
Didn't they beat Alabama to win the national title one year?
not last year. Last year,
No, not last
Alabama
year.
beat them in the
Last year,
title.
Alabama just couldn't make it. Couldn't make it there.
They did, but no, they made the playoffs.
Yeah, they
It
made
was
the
Georgia.
playoffs.
Georgia didn't make the playoffs because they lost in the SEC conference.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
To
then
Alabama.
Washington made it.
To Alabama. Yeah. So, but now that we have that going, we're gonna have to go into our favorite sport here. And you know what, man? Since Tigo is riding high, you know what? Let's just jump right into it, man. I mean, the Giants beating the Browns, though. You know what, Tigo? Here's the deal. I personally can't believe this stat about Jones is not what's amazing. 24 for 34. That's not surprising. 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not surprising. What surprises me is 0 interceptions. That's the shocker. That's the shocker. All right. And then they did run the ball. They total 122 yards. 112 yards. And Neighbors with back-to-back games with 2 touchdowns receptions each game. Back-to-back.
Why you think I drafted number 1 for the fantasy? You see what I'm talking about, right?
And then the defense held up with 8 sacks.
Yeah.
Okay. However, they did have 3 fumbles and lost 2 of them. So again, that's something that could have easily could have cost him because Deshaun Watson really didn't have a bad game overall. It's just that he did lose the ball twice. He had under 200 yards passing, but he had 2 touchdowns, no picks. The only thing is that they just can't run the ball. They had 69 yards rushing, and that's where Nick Chubb hurts. Right. Go ahead, Zach.
All right, Cheddar. Talk about Daniel Jones. Let's hear it.
Okay, here we go.
Let Tigo hear it.
Let Tigo hear it.
I mean, like, what do you want me to say?
No. The show is yours, bro. That's
what you always say.
Just talk, bro.
Here's your chance.
Come on.
Daniel Jones is still trash. Like, I mean, what do you want? Malik Neighbors is just QB proof, man. Like, what do you want me to say? Like,
I want you to talk to the people.
Like,
don't talk to us.
Cam Ward just come save the Giants because all we need is a QB that has an IQ. That
listen. It's only been 3 games, man.
We got the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. All right, listen.
No, we're not going into the game tomorrow.
Not yet.
No. We want to. You can still talk about Daniel Jones and the game that occurred that he won.
Listen, the Browns suck. Deshaun Watson is trash. Like, it's just they're so bad. Like, how do you lose against the Giants, bro? Like,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yo, how do you lose against the Giants, dude? I need the Giants the first overall pick, bro. And we are throwing it. We're throwing it. Like, it's insane.
You're not getting the number 1 draft pick. That's just not gonna happen.
We don't want it. We don't want number 1 draft.
We got Andy Dalton throwing 4 TDs. We got Daniel Jones struggling to throw 2 unless it's to Malik Neighbors. Against the Browns.
Man, can you just give credit where credit is due in regards to what the Giants did?
Not at all.
I mean, my goodness, man. They were at Cleveland. First of all, they were at Cleveland.
Hey, Dad.
Listen, bro. They're playing against one of the top defenses in the NFL. How can you just
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I don't buy that they were a top defense in the NFL.
What do you?
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Doing well.
What?
I don't buy it.
But the Cleveland does not have a top defense.
Did you see what the Giants just did?
Bro, it's just 21 points, bro.
That's a lot of points.
Dad, do you remember that meme I sent you? That meme I sent you when it was like, okay, so the Panthers, they want to give up on Bryce Young after 18 games, but the Giants deal with Daniel Jones for 65.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna continue it for one more game because he proved he can throw. He proved he can go one more game here.
Bro, come on, man. Like, you gotta at least give credit where credit is due.
No,
first of all, they protected Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had a game where he did not turn the ball over as far as interceptions. All right, your defense actually got 8 sacks. All right, granted, there were 3 fumbles, lost 2 of them. Neighbors had back-to-back 2 touchdown games. I mean,
I called the Malik Neighbors, but
somebody had to throw it to him.
I'm not worried about the defense. I was never worried about the Giants' defense. The only thing I was worried about was the secondary because how young they are.
I'm worried about
the offensive line's been good all year, so it's not like it's.
But that's what they were talking about. That if Daniel Jones had a line to protect him just enough to give him time to throw the ball,
He can be average.
listen, average is better than what you had before.
I don't think average is good enough for Daniel Jones.
This was what I said too. Was Daniel Jones's problem last year was that even those times that he did get protected, his receivers couldn't get open. And now, when you, like I said, that they shouldn't have taken a quarterback, they should take a receiver that can get open on these quick routes, and that's what Neighbors has been able to do for them, and he's been able to get open, and Jones has been able to get him the ball.
And you did say that.
That's what I said.
You
Now,
did.
obviously, depending on how they do, I don't think really where they pick, because I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks that they can try and build the future for. If that's
They'll
the route
trade up.
that they would go, I would assume they'll go now. Obviously, depending on how Jones is, but I said the first thing is they need that receiver, because this situation right now, it's kind of similar to Eli in his last few years when he wasn't Eli, but then when they added Odell, he was able to get him the ball because Odell was able to get open quick in his routes. That's kind of what Neighbors get open, so that you give the line can somewhat protect him, so that he has some he's able to give the ball to somebody.
I get what you're saying, but Daniel Jones is no Eli.
Bro,
I get what you're saying though, but it's like
in Eli's career,
he
he
gave
was
Buddy 6-year leash, bro. Like this guy is on year 7, dude, making 40 mil, and we're asking him to be good. We're at the point where we're asking him to be good and average, dude.
All I'm saying
6
is
years, good or average. That's what the Giants fans are settling for right now, is good or average. That's a freaking issue, bro. That's an issue.
I think what you're settling for is to win games, and you won a game.
Bottom line.
I want a QB that can win games.
You keep
and not have
talking
to
about it,
like,
and the thing is, like, because your whole thing was quarterback, but I'm like, the problem is you don't have anybody to throw to. You've got him now. Now you just got to suck up with this year until till next year when you can draft a quarterback.
I agree.
Really,
I 100% agree, because we need a quarterback
for this year. Is it similar to Eli at the end of his career? Daniel Jones now looks a lot like Eli Manning when he had Odell Beckham. He was not very good, but he was able to get the ball to his playmaker, Odell Beckham. It's a very similar situation.
Okay, I see that. I can see that.
I'm not saying he's Eli. I'm just saying if you look at the
that.
very end of his career, he was not good, but he was able to put up numbers and somewhat win games and look like an okay quarterback because he had Odell to get into. That's all I'm saying.
I see that, but let's get Tigo's take on it. Tigo on whatever he wants to say about the Giants.
I think they're doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, listen, you got to give the man a chance. Like I said before, he didn't have a line last year to protect him. He was hurt, so you got to give this man a chance to really show that he can do something. And so far, to me, he's playing good. He's playing good. I mean, the first game, yeah, he did throw a couple interceptions. Yes, I know, but the nerves was there. Now I think he's getting the nerves out, and I think he's playing. And that kid is gonna ball, man.
He made the playoffs the last time he was healthy.
Yeah, man, that kid is gonna ball, yo. That kid is ball. Like I said, relax and give DJ a chance. You gotta give the kid a chance.
I love seeing the two different Giants.
6 years is a freaking chance, dude. 6 years, dude. He made the playoffs.
Listen, but
and
all right. So
and it's an argument that he made the playoffs because of Saquon Barkley, dude.
All right, out of that 6 years, right? How many years did the Giants have a line to protect him for that 6 years he was playing?
I'm over the line talk, man.
Also,
the line is a part of the line is a part of that's who protect the quarterback.
And here's the thing too:
if you're a decent quarterback, man, at least make pre-reads. You can read blitzes. Like
you can't make reads when you don't get open.
Right.
What are you not understanding about that?
I get that, but Daniel Jones is not.
He found it.
I'm done, bro. I'm just done. What is it? I can't see it.
It's right there. Bryce Jones.
Is that the meme?
Yeah, that's the meme. Daniel Jones will be starting his 65th NFL game this Sunday. Oh
Listen,
man, I love it.
y'all
Who
stop
posted
hating
that?
on
Who
DJ.
posted that?
I think it
Keith?
was NFL memes. That
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So-
Listen, guys, either Keith or Jason, unless you got something to add here. Look, Keith, Tigo's riding high right now.
I want someone else's perspective on the QB situation. Like,
Yeah, what do you think about Daniel Jones in this
like
quarter?
I would like other people's perspective
ahead.
here.
Go ahead.
Unbiased too, like not like
Stop
I'm just
talking and let
Seahawks
people
fan.
talk.
Like
Let them talk.
Go ahead.
It's always obviously been 6 years without a good receiver as well. So
Right.
who's he been throwing to? Now he has a receiver. Now he's getting results.
Exactly. Relax. Relax.
Let the year play out. Just let it. Just enjoy the
Word. Just let it play out.
Maybe
And then if he's sucked this year, then we can say, all right, we are. I'm with you, Cheddar. Let's get him up out of there.
well, maybe
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason.
maybe
What do you-
even next
hold on.
year. Yeah,
Go ahead, Jason.
maybe even next year they draft some old line. Maybe they get him some protection. Who knows?
Right.
You never know what could happen.
But you got a wide receiver. You got a wide receiver.
the Giants' offensive line is top 5 in the league right now.
Also,
and now he has a receiver to throw to, and y'all just won a game. Oh my goodness! Look at
Right.
that. It's like
Word.
it's coming together. It's like it makes sense.
Oh,
All I'm
man.
actually saying makes
also
sense.
take this into consideration. The Cowboys suck this year. Who are you competing against?
Yeah, you got to
We're
check.
gonna-
The whole East.
I'm not talking. Listen, I'll save that for when we make our picks here.
Yeah, we'll get to we got to that in a second.
He's
But
so
real,
defeated right now. It's crazy. He's so.
so is it me? Is it me, or does it feel does it feel like the Giants got blown out this past weekend?
Right.
Or is it just
You
me?
think they're on
The one
3?
who has your negative attitude right now?
They're not going to be
Dude,
0-17.
it's not negative attitude. It's
Yes,
just
it is.
it's
Yes,
I'm
it
not
is.
getting excited over. I'm not getting fooled for fool's gold. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
Fool.
don't
I felt for this so many times.
listen. Don't
dude.
take Tigo's happiness. Come
No,
on.
I'm not. Tigo's happy. Look at him smiling.
Right. He killed the vibes now. He killed
He's
the
got
vibes.
his
The
giant
vibes is
shirt
gone.
on, probably hanging up behind him or somewhere.
The
Yeah, I
vibes is
can't-
gone now.
Again, Keith. Go, Keith.
Hold up. Is Zach? All right, hold on. Okay,
You go.
you got neighbors up on this shrine. He
Oh,
can do
100%.
no bad whatsoever. But yet, how come
100%.
Daniel Jones isn't getting as much praise as you giving for him? When one succeeds, the other succeeds.
Here, I'll tell you why. You ready? You ready?
Oh boy.
Ready? He is a bomb. Trash. 6 years.
Can I-
6
40
years,
million.
nobody to throw the ball to.
Dude,
Zach,
he
go
threw
ahead.
a ball up to Malik Neighbors that should have been intercepted, but because Malik Neighbors is so good, he caught it. Trash.
I have one question. I have
Trash,
a
6 years.
serious question because I
Yeah.
don't understand like just this like I don't know just this giving up like you're just so angry when you say you want the Giants to lose. Doesn't Daniel Jones in your from your perspective view the best chance to lose games? So wouldn't you be happy that he's playing?
I do not think Daniel Jones gives us the best chance to lose games. I think Daniel Jones
Yo.
has tools to be a really, really good quarterback. He's not consistent at all. And it's just if he puts it together, we win games and we ruin our chance. And I'm stuck with this fool's gold quarterback for another year, paying another like 35 mil. I'm good, bro.
Have you guys ever seen?
Over it.
Have you ever
I'm
watched-
just over it, man.
I didn't
But we
understand.
gotta like move on
Go ahead,
so we can get to the
Jason. Go
picks
ahead.
because Jason's opinion here.
Go ahead, Jason.
Well, have you guys seen SNL like in the past 10 years? Remember that?
I have not.
You remember the Debbie Downer character that showed up on SNL that was always that right there.
That's cheddar. That's cheddar.
That's cheddar. That is cheddar.
Danny Downer.
Always Debbie Downer. Right there. Come on, cheddar.
Come on. Yeah.
Come on, Chevy.
Yeah, that's a great one. Right
Listen, you remember that bet we made for the NBA? You should be a Daniel Jones jersey.
Nah. Yo, that was classic, man. That was good. That's a lie. That was good. Oh my gosh, I'm crying right now. But moving on.
Honestly, might have to have Zach start wear a Daniel Jones jersey instead of a
Word.
Cowboys jersey at this point.
Oh my gosh, you know what? It doesn't matter. The bet is still on. That's the beauty of it, guys.
Yeah, New York needs to go farther.
So we're gonna move on. Kansas
Get
City
him a
beat-
customized Daniel Jones jersey on the Cowboys. Just customized
That's
Jones
crazy. Oh my
number 8 on the
gosh.
Cowboys.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude. Put Daniel Jones, his full name, so they'll know it's
Yeah,
not Jerry Jones. It's Daniel Jones.
That's crazy.
That's what we'll do. Like, oh man, that'd be great. But just moving on, because the smaller Jack, he's not on the show today. He's actually taking care of homework. That's because it's a good kid. So we'll just mention that the fact that Kansas City, I was going to say, well, it's Kansas City Chiefs,
The refs.
beat the Falcons
The Kansas City
22-17. Yeah, well, let me just go through this real quick. Mahomes still did his thing, 26 for 39, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have a pick. The running game was there. I think this was going to be Kansas City's thing. They're going to do just enough passing and just enough running, 33 carries for 128 yards. They only allowed 82 rushing yards. Actually, they control the entire game, 35 minutes to 25 minutes. I know everybody wants to talk about the ref. I know everybody still thinks that, it sucks. Calls should have been made. No, I get it. Listen, calls are going to get made. I know a lot of people have this conspiracy theory that everything is going on Mahomes' side. I get it. But at the end of the day, they're still taking care of business. There are one of 5 teams that are 3-0. We'll be talking about the other 3-0 teams, Zachary, in a moment. But Kansas City's 3-0. They beat the Falcons, and they just took care of business like they did. I know people want to talk about the refs. Go right ahead.
Yo, can Kansas City get any more lucky? Like, can we just be honest here? Like, I mean, have they impressed anybody? Like, I'm not even impressed with Kansas City. If I'm a Kansas City fan, I'm stressing. Travis Kelce's not getting the ball. He's not getting the ball. He's not getting the
And they're still winning.
But okay, they're winning because Kansas City refs here. I mean, like,
Oh my God.
I'm stressing. If I'm a Kansas City fan, I am not impressed. I'm sorry. I'm just not impressed.
I was talking to Jack about this too, and I was like, honestly, I think the fact that they can afford to not even like force feed Kelce actually kind of helps Kelce in the long run, because he's not having to take as many hits getting him the ball as often as he was getting it, which could even give him maybe another year or two, because now you got Rice, you got Xavier Worthy, you brought in Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, they have weapons now, unlike they did last year, because all they had other than Kelce was Rashee Rice. So I don't think that
We lost Zach.
the problem anymore when you have these other weapons now.
Zach, you still there?
You froze
Am I
up,
breaking
Zach.
up?
Yeah.
Froze up.
No, but we got
Yeah,
most of what you're
I mean-
saying. But at the end, and don't also forget Pacheco was hurt too. On top of that, so they brought in Hunt. That I believe they caught him a few years. Kareem Hunt, I think they brought him back.
No, they just didn't
Yeah.
resign.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying they brought him back. I believe now after being away.
He's starting
couch.
Sunday.
Hey, listen, but Pacheco is so they had to get a running back. So, but at the end of the day, Kansas City took care of business. I know you guys are upset about the officials. Can't help you with that. They're 3-0. You want to call it the Swifty effect, the Patrick Mahomes effect, call it whatever you want. At the end of the day, they're still 3-0, and they're still going to be the team to beat because they're going to be pursuing a 3-peat.
Can you say that again?
Sure.
The Swifty effect.
Yeah, the Swifty effect. You like that one, right? You like that one, huh? So, but hey, listen. If I'm the Chiefs, take whatever you can get right now. For that
You finally said it, because I think everybody had their own take, but it was the wrong take. As long as Taylor Swift is bringing in revenue, the Chiefs will never lose another game.
Bingo.
I'm saying it
Bingo.
right now. She's
Yep.
bringing in billions.
She's going to be
NFL.
the Sunday Night Football singer
So-
within 2 years when Carrie Underwood's contract's up. 2 years.
The Chiefs have the two biggest weapons in the NFL right now on their team.
Yeah, Patrick
One of them
Mahomes,
wears black and white striped shirts,
There's
and the other one sings and beats the tight end.
exactly. I don't know where they were drafted in the last draft, but
Yo, this is crazy.
I wish-
we need Jack to defend his team here, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, you got to tell him that. Well, after this show, I got to tell my son, yo, you got to come on the show. You got to start defending these your boys.
People are
'cause,
talking reckless to the Chiefs.
Yeah, so
Who to me?
prove us wrong.
so with that being said, we're gonna move on to the Lions and the Cardinals. It was not the best showing really by the Lions, but again, they took care of business 20-13. They did dominate in time of possession 37-23. It was a bit effective, but it's not your Lions offense in regards to passing. 18 for 23, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. Reason they need God for us because they rushed as a team for 187 yards. They were 6 for 12 in third downs, whereas the Cardinals were 1 for 9, and the Lions had 23 first downs. That's kind of really what it was. It was just a running game that allowed them to keep the ball away, or I should say possessions away from Kyler Murray, and not having to throw it so much to Harrison Jr. Because let's be honest, that's what was going to be the target. So that was a really good game plan as far as I'm concerned. I think just keeping the ball away from the Cardinals offense. Jason?
Yeah, because they knew Kyler was, he's been scrambling for crazy amounts of yards against his other teams that he's been playing against. So that was the game plan coming in. Now, I don't think the game plan coming in was to get 20 points in the first half and then put up a goose egg in the second half. But that's pretty much what they did to keep it out of Kyler's hands, is to just keep running the ball in the second half, and it worked. It worked. Yeah, I will admit I got a little nervous when Goff threw another interception, but it turns out that it didn't really matter. So it worked out in our favor.
Yes, anybody have anything to want to add to that?
I was going to say, I think Arizona Cardinals are probably going to be better than what people expect.
They
this
will
year.
be. I think.
I personally, I think I said it at the beginning of the NFL season, but I don't recall if I did.
I said that I think they'll be around that 500 team.
Yeah,
That's what
like
I
a
said.
500. Yeah, I can see that.
Just because of my fantasy team, just get the ball to Harrison Jr. That's all you need to do. Everything else, that's fine by me. But just get the ball to Harrison Jr.
Yeah, as long as you're not playing me, that's fine.
That's all that matters. That's all. But I mean, like I said, no, go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say the only thing that makes me a little nervous, and this is because of what it happened last year, is we were terrible in the third quarter. Coming out of the half of every single game last year, we were terrible in the third quarter. Now in the fourth quarter, we would have to rally back, and then we would win some games. If we do that again this year, we are not going to win games. This year, people are gunning for us. So if we get behind, we're going to lose games.
Yeah. So what does that come down to, though? It's not coaching. That's not coaching.
I mean,
Is it just the game plan out of halftime is just not, you think it could be better? The game plan out of halftime?
Absolutely. Because if you look at their games in the first half, they always, it's always even. It's really balanced. They'll run the ball, then play action, and typically they'll, score in the first half, 14 plus points. But in the second half, they get away from that and they go more towards either the run. They'll either go one-sided. They'll go either the run or they'll go with the pass. Just mistakes. Too many mistakes. And like I said, the only thing that's going to kill the Lions or defeat the Lions is the Lions this year. I believe that. But we'll see.
Okay.
If no one else, we'll just dive in to the other game. Sorry, Keith. Seahawks over the Dolphins. I believe it was it 24, 27-3. I forget the score.
24-3.
24-3. Geno Smith, again had a pretty good game. 26 for 34, 289 yards, 1 touchdown. He did throw 2 picks. I'm not happy about that. The team carried it 23 times for 100 yards. And you're having a pretty bad season when your third string quarterback comes into the game. Keith, I'm not really sure what the Dolphins are going to do right now. I know that they signed another quarterback. What was it? Was it Huntley?
They need
Huntley.
Huntley.
But I don't even know if he's going to be the answer, to be honest, in my opinion. But right now, the Dolphins are carrying a third string quarterback right now going into week 4. Keith, I'm not really sure what else I can tell you, man. But
can I ask this question? Can I ask this question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does anybody think Tua should retire?
We had that conversation last week. I mean, from my perspective, I mean, he's gonna give it one more time. But if it was a personal conversation, just him and I, like I say, as my son, if he was my son, I'd tell him to retire. But that's me, I mean, but ultimately he's gonna make that decision with his family and his doctor. I don't even think the organization is gonna be part of it. I believe, obviously, as they should. But I don't think they're going to sway him one way or the other. I think they're just going to leave that up to him, his family, and the medical and the doctors. I mean, that's really what all can do.
So all I'm going to say with the Miami thing, they're not winning a game. If Tua's not in, they are not winning a game at all.
I mean, that's fair, but what team is going to like your starting quarterback goes down? How many games are you winning?
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
The Giants just won a game right now.
I mean,
starting
oh Lord, bro.
Oh, relax.
I mean, the Cleveland Browns, which is a rarity, the Cleveland Browns went through 4 quarterbacks last year, with the fourth one being Joe Flacco, and they went 11-6. But at the same time, that is a rarity that you go through quarterbacks and end up with 11 wins.
They should get Joe Flacco.
Here's my thing. I think that the Dolphins, I don't know what Matthew Stafford situation is. He's getting up there in age. Would you trade for him?
I think they should try to look in the trade for Bryce Young.
I mean, I think they're just going to go ahead and just play it out. I think they're going to play it out this year.
Or try to get like a Ryan Tannehill or a Joe Flacco.
I don't think they're going to get Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill won't go to a team that he's not going to start for the rest of the year. He already said that.
Right.
Yeah, well, he's not good enough to be the starter for all year.
Let Keith give your take. Go ahead.
I mean, to me, I'm not impressed with McDaniels. He should have them much more prepared than they are. I mean, if your offense is solely around Tua's skills, you got to come with some kind of plan for your backup quarterback. I mean, he's supposed to be this offensive guru, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not impressed. I don't.
You don't see it. You don't see it.
He is terrible with game clock management. We should have an offensive coordinator, in my opinion. He is not the one that should be calling plays. He's too caught up in what he looks like on the field with his whole South Beach look and his big stupid glasses and his stupid watch and his stupid jogging pants up to his ankles. I'm just getting tired of him and stupid regurgitating comments during his press conferences, and it's all the same robotic crap. I'm like tired of hearing from him, and to me, he's the problem right now, because if you're the coach, you're supposed to get your team ready to put up more than 3 freaking points in a game, when our defense put us in plenty of situations that game to score. We intercepted the ball down on the 5-yard line and couldn't even score. Come on. That's play calling.
Cheddar's laughing.
Yo, so you go through Cheddar under the bus. Yo, Cheddar's laughing like a little kid. Yo, come on. Hey, Keith, let it out, man. Let it out. This is your Dr. Phil moment. Let it out, brother. Let it out. It's all right.
Cook.
I want to see Huntley play over Boyle, obviously,
100%
because
agree.
Boyle is just trash to me. At least Huntley's going to give you options to run with his legs. I mean, I know he's not proven anything. He's played like 3 games in Baltimore, and he's got like 3 interceptions and 2 touchdowns and like 4 fumbles. So he's not the answer either, unless all of a sudden he turns, his career around and gets like his second shot at playing. I don't know.
I kind of like Keith's take on the just kind of the situation, because it's similar to the 49ers. Like, they have these weapons. They just got to have that quarterback that can just get it to those players and let them make plays. And like I've been saying the past few weeks, like, whenever Achane isn't touching the ball, like, they can't move. Like, they're throwing, no offense to Waddle, but they're throwing screens to Waddle instead of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not these. Some of it is like, they don't have the quarterback to make the throws right now, but they're also, I don't think the players are the best to get them the ball, because I mean, the only times they move it is when it's Achane touching the ball. When you don't touch it, I mean, they can't get a first down and they punt it away. So I think you got to have a better offensive game plan going into these games.
How many times has someone heard of a Dolphins game and you can't remember one single play that Hill or Waddle made in that game?
Yeah,
Well,
They're
maybe they're
non-existent right now.
maybe they're just
And
not
that's
QB
because of the coach.
poor game plan, poor game.
he needs to figure out a way to implement Waddle and Tyreek, especially Tyreek, because Tyreek is better than Waddle. To get simple catches where he's on the move, where he can beat that first defender and break away, instead of trying to just go constant go routes, constant post routes, or like those dumb freaking wide receiver screens, dude. Like, he needs to figure something out. I think he'll figure it out, but it's definitely not with Thompson or Boyle. It's going to be with Huntley.
You go from the number 2 offense last year to the second to last, maybe last at this point. Come on.
I wouldn't say that's the coach's fault. I would definitely put that on the QB being hurt and them just not being prepared for a situation of him being hurt.
I don't think it is, because if you literally look at the 49ers situation, they've plugged in so many QBs in that, and all of them have had somewhat success because of the game.
Different. I think that's different.
It's literally not. They have weapons just like the Niners, if not even better, like skill wise. Waddle and Hill, and then Achane and Monster. Like,
offensively,
They don't have
offensively-
the type of players that Miami has. They don't have the home run hitter of a Tyreek Hill. They don't have a home run hitter of a Waddle.
Literally my point is the Dolphins have even better offensive weapons.
Yeah,
and the Niners. You need a quarterback and you need a scheme for a quarterback that can go in and produce and get first downs. I mean, people they're like, oh, like there's so much backlash on Brock Purdy when he's just going in there and just he's going there and doing what he has to do.
Yeah.
He's being efficient. He's making those throws. And I mean, even last year, he averages like 15 per attempt or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like you see the quarterbacks that have been in that Kyle Shanahan system, and they have some level of success. But yeah, it's only Tua that's having success for Daniel.
So now this is my question. The best thing that's going to happen to the Miami Dolphins is the bye week. In week 5, I believe the bye week is for Miami.
I think having the Titans on your schedule too, like you got to win this
just before the bye week. Like, I think the Titans the week before the bye week and the bye week. I think that's the best thing that happened to Miami Dolphins. And other than that, it's going to be a rough season until Tua gets back, because
he's cleared after the bye week.
This is what I'm saying, though. It's the coach, because against the Bills, we were struggling with Tua. Mm-hmm. Against our second game, we struggled in offense. It's not the quarterback.
I think the Bills are just that good.
Remember, the Bills were ahead 31-10. They were well ahead, dominating the game before Tua got hurt. So it's not like Tua got hurt and then the game got lopsided. Remember, Tua threw 3 interceptions as well. So they also got dominated. So I think what he, as far as the play calling and all, and I know you're saying that the Bills are probably better. Yeah, but
So
Seattle's offense is also very consistent.
Yeah.
With 3 high-powered weapons, with Metcalf and J-Buck Smith
and Lockett.
and Lockett. We don't have a running game right now, although Charbonnet last game had 91 yards carry, which is great. But again, it looks like it's more like the play calling. Now, I know it sucks that Tua is not there now.
Yeah.
But again, prior to that, it looks like it was the play calling. So
Our defense kept us in the game against you guys.
So I got
They did.
So I got a question for you,
Besides the 78-yard bomb to Metcalf,
71.
the game was pretty close. Whatever it was, I know it was over. Say it was 70 something. The game was close up to that. I mean, we had turnovers. We kept stopping you guys, getting good field position, and the offense couldn't do nothing because the coach can't call plays.
So my question to you, Keith, do you think your offensive play calling is just one dimensional?
I think that
it's just a home run hit or nothing.
I think everybody caught on to what it was last year, and they figured out how to stop it, and he can't adjust to it.
There were too many
Respectable.
screens. Like
Zachary.
The wide receiver screens are horrible.
Zachary,
and you can see them coming. You can see them coming.
Zachary, real quick. I'm sorry, Jason. Real quick. What is the one play I hate the most ever?
I hate it.
Wide receiver screens.
I think it's the worst play. And
I hate wide receiver screens.
But go ahead, Jay. No, real quick. Go ahead, Jason. I didn't mean to cut him off. I want Jason to finish what he was saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
No, it's just it goes to that with the wide receiver screens. If you go back and look at the past 2 games with the Bills and Seattle, there was so many wide receiver screens, and you could see them coming. You really can. They don't disguise it.
So who's playing the NFL?
I know they did a lot of motion last year. They did a lot of motion to disguise some plays, but it seems like they've gone away from that. It's a little, I don't know. It's a little too elementary right now.
Yeah, they try to do it their whole game when you want to do those plays like early on in the game just to get your quarterback in a rhythm, complete some passes, get Hill the ball, get Achane, some touches, even just coming out of the backfield, just so the quarterback can get a rhythm going. But you can't do this the whole game and expect to just win games, expect to get first downs with that.
Don't get me wrong. The quarterback is the problem too. I mean, Skylar Thompson was standing back there like a statue, waiting to get hit. Like, I don't know. I just
much appreciated, by the way, as a Seahawks fan. But I know what you're saying, though.
Y'all gotta go 1-1 before this bye week. Y'all gotta be even have a chance if Tua can return.
Yeah. So, not to want to move this along, but I'm gonna have to. But at some point, just because it's a nice little segue now from the Seattle Miami game to the upcoming game in regards to starting right off on Monday night, the second game of the doubleheader on Monday night, Seattle at Detroit. Again, just want to throw something out there. I know it's just been 3 games, but right now the defense and Mike McDonald's defense is just looking fantastic right now. They're second in allowed total yards per game, 249. First in passing yards allowed, 132. 15th in the rush, which is right in the middle of the pack, which I'm cool with, rushing 116 yards per game. And then 4th in points allowed overall, 14.3. Obviously, this is going to be Detroit is going to be the biggest offensively high-powered offense we're going to face this season right now. They'll be the first one. I'm not really even sure who's favored in that game, Seattle at Detroit. Okay. Well, it is at Detroit too, so I get that. Yeah. I'm just going to cut to the chase. I'm a homer. Defense is fantastic right now. Second in the league overall. I got Seattle.
You lost 2 defensive tackles. Your 2 starting defensive tackles
early on, and our defense still held on. I know that Byron Murphy II got lost, came out of the game earlier last week. The same thing with Leonard Williams, and yet somehow this defense still managed to do what they did and held their own. Granted, to a team that had an injured quarterback and playing with the second and third stringers, but you just got to give credit. They were able to do what they had to do, and I'm just taking Seattle over. I'm taking Seattle over Detroit and going 4-0.
I'm taking I'm gonna take the Detroit Lions by 7.
Any of you can speak up.
I'm going with Seattle.
Detroit.
Sell out. What happened? What happened? Yeah, Zach.
I think it's, every time Seattle and Detroit have played each other recently, it's always been just really good games. I think we're going to have another great game. I think that the last team to get the ball is going to win the game, and I'm just going to go with the Seahawks. I think we're going to get the ball last, and that's how we're
Well,
going.
the reason why I say Detroit is because it's a primetime game and it's at Ford Field, and that place gets loud just like Seattle does.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and before Jason makes his pick, the obvious one, obviously, just want to throw out there that I believe Seattle has the best winning percentage of Monday Night Football in NFL history. Got to keep that going.
Lions are going to dominate that game. I'm just saying.
Man, he said it's going to be a good game. He said dominate.
That's personal. That was personal.
I mean, I could see, it's, Detroit. Yeah, I'm going to be a homer.
I even said 7.
I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to go for Detroit. No, my man said they're going to dominate. Okay.
He's trying to make me feel better.
No one's talking about you in the Dolphins right now. We're talking about this game right now. My man said the word dominate. I just want to emphasize that again. He said dominate.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll see.
But that's okay. So, what is this? 3-2. All right. 3-2. Seattle. All right. Let's just get this over with. Kansas City at Chargers. Justin Herbert got hurt. We don't know if he's even going to come back. This is starting to become an annual thing, and to be honest, aggravating. Justin Herbert, I thought he was going to have a fantastic career. He still can, but it just seems like every single year it's just something. And right now, I'm just going to take Kansas City over the Chargers.
Kansas
Me
City.
too. I got
Chargers.
Kansas City.
We're going to make this unanimous 6-0, gentlemen.
Yeah,
I'm
Chiefs.
going black and white. I mean, Taylor Swift. I mean, Chiefs.
It's Chiefs. 100% Chiefs.
Jason?
I'm going with the Kansas City Zebras.
Oh, man. Wow. Man. Zachary. You ever notice how it's almost always Jack is never here? I hope he watches this.
That's not Jack. Man.
No. I'm not. That's fine. I'm not making an excuse. What I'm saying, I wish he was here because I would be enjoying this right now. The next one is in regards to Tennessee.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Yes, that's Jack.
That looks like a plate of food, not homework.
Chiefs, who'd you pick to win the game?
What was
I
that?
wonder who.
Who'd you pick to win the game? The Chiefs.
I picked
the Chiefs.
the officiant. I mean, Taylor Swift. I mean, the Chiefs.
Okay, all right. Tigo, who you got?
I got the Chiefs.
Just repeat everything what y'all said. I said I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Kansas City over the Chargers. I just said
I
that.
said Kansas City over the Chargers.
That's not what you said.
That is what I said. That is exactly what I said.
That's what he said.
Nah, Zach's been talking crazy.
No, that is what I said. That is what I said just now.
I said the Kansas City Zebras are going to win.
You're gonna have to watch the podcast if you want to hear what I said during the podcast.
Tell me now. I'm here now.
No, you can watch the podcast.
Wow.
Why are you switching up?
All I said is that they just get reffed. That's it. That's really it.
Oh man.
And I think you should not be impressed with them right now the way they're playing. That's all.
3-0.
Yeah, he said if you're a Chiefs fan, you should not be happy with your
You should
team.
not be
I'm not
impressed
happy
with the way
with
they're
Mahomes.
playing.
I agree that, but I mean, I'm happy with the receivers. I'm happy with the defense. The only person I'm not happy with is Mahomes because he hasn't been executing. Yeah,
All right.
he had like two interceptions already, 3 maybe. I don't know. He's a lot.
He has more interceptions than Daniel Jones.
We're not doing the Danny Jones thing. We're not doing the Danny Jones thing, bro. We're not doing it. I'm telling you. I will pull it. Listen, I will pull executive rank out here. I will pull a CEO card. We're not doing that right now. No, we won't. So now
Jack,
we got the Chargers.
You happy with official 156?
What is that? Is that the one who refs the Chiefs games?
He wears 156.
Uh huh.
Are you happy with him?
I'm happy with all of the officials that ref my games.
yes. Oh man. So we're gonna go on to the next game, Tennessee and Miami. But real quick, look, man, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I got Tennessee over Miami. I'm just gonna cut to the chase, man.
Tennessee's that bad. I'm picking Miami.
I mean, Miami's guaranteed at least.
Look who's back there.
Miami's guaranteed at least 3 interceptions from Will Levis. So maybe Miami.
That's where I'm going with it.
I'm going Miami.
If Huntley plays, I'm going Miami.
I'm going Tennessee.
I think our defense helps us in this game, and if they don't beat Tennessee, you might not see me again.
Do we get another meme from Will Levis?
Yeah, if listen, Miami wins only because of their defense, and Levin has to at least throw 2 picks. If he doesn't throw 2 picks, Tennessee is winning this ball game.
That's
Or
guaranteed.
fumbles.
Will Levis is an interception machine.
Yeah. So now, real quick, we got the we have the Dallas Thursday night game, which is tomorrow. Okay, Dallas at the Giants. We know that the Ravens beat the Cowboys, rammed it down their throats. Okay, I mean, let's just be honest here. You know, they carried the ball. Ravens carried the ball 45 times, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jackson had 87 rushing yards, and Henry had 151. They only allowed 51 rushing yards to their defense and had 3 sacks. Giants want to win. Run, run, run. That's how you win. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys. What do you guys have? Dallas or the Giants?
Did you pick who you wanted?
You know what? I'm tossed here. Do I have to make? I have to make a decision now, right?
I mean, yeah.
Do I want to hear my father-in-law go nuts, or do I want the Giants to win? That's really the choice I have.
He's gonna go nuts even if they're winning.
I know. You know what? It's at the Meadowland. It's at MetLife. I'm taking the Giants. I'm gonna take the Giants this weekend over Dallas. Oh, and by the way, for the record, I almost wanted to take Dallas, but here's the kicker: Dak Prescott has won 12 consecutive games over the Giants. Just want to throw that out there.
Not this week.
Tigo said not this week, which means the Giants. Zach or Jason or Keith or Cheddar. Let's Cheddar wants to go last. Go ahead.
Cheddar said the streak ends this week. I'm going Giants.
I'm gonna go Cowboys in a close one, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tigo said that, not Cheddar.
Cheddar's been negative this whole podcast. Just because Tigo has had such a good smile about his team, you know, and we got that one over there sitting on the couch next to you, Efren. But
hey, y'all punished me, okay? So just go whoever you want. Go ahead, bro. I'm being punished as it is.
You're pick 'em.
I'm gonna say Giants by 3.
Ooh, okay.
I'm the only one.
Just because Tigo's so happy. Look at him.
There you go. Look at Tigo. Look at that pearly white teeth over there. That's fine. What?
You make sure you stand by that in the pick 'em.
Right.
All right, let me see.
Ooh, okay. I'm taking ahead. Cheddar?
If I'm Cowboys, I better see all y'all have Giants.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going with. I will never say the Cowboys a day in my freaking life. I'm going with the New York Football Giants by 10.
Oh man! Wow, by 10. Man. You guys want to go over the pick 'em, or you guys want to do that?
That's what we're doing.
Okay, so
I
that's
already
what we.
I already did my pick.
Leave it.
All right.
Well, unless I think
No, that's fine.
We can go over our pick'ems. You want to go through our picks?
I haven't decided. I haven't thought about it yet, to be honest. I don't think I'll be ready till after the show to pick them. I'll be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them that puzzles me that I
All right,
gotta,
so what other
I gotta
games
do
we gotta
something.
go
All
over
right.
this week?
Yeah. So, all right. So here's the
The
kicker,
Giants.
real quick, because we're gonna finish this off. All right. So now here's my rant of the moment, as far as who cares moment. Okay, that's gonna be a new theme as well. I'm gonna add. So this past weekend, the Panthers secured a win over what's that
Raiders.
team again?
The who cares?
Okay, the Who Care Raiders. All right. So they bench Bryce Young. They brought in Andy Dalton, which, by the way, is the only NFL quarterback this year who has thrown for over 300 yards and 3 touchdown passes. The only quarterback this year, all right, in a game. And they did that against the lowly, pathetic, unquestionable crap of a team called the Las Vegas Raiders. They should be embarrassed.
Wow.
They thought that they were riding high because they chose the Baltimore Ravens. By the way, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I was the only one last week to pick the Panthers over the Raiders. The only one here on the show. Okay. And there are a couple of individuals out there that I know, friends and or acquaintances, that are Raiders fans. And to be honest with you, I have 2 Walmart brown bags that I cut holes out for your eye and your mouth so you are able to breathe. I'm going to hand them over. I paid 5 cents for them. I'm handing them to you free of charge. Okay. The season is not even a quarter of the way, and I need you to wear those bags because if I was you guys, I would be embarrassed right now to be a Raiders fan. The first episode I said, what do you guys call yourself? Raider Nation, Raider World, and I ended up saying, who cares? Okay, you are all flying high. We beat the Baltimore Ravens. They went to the AFC Championship game, and you were brought back to reality. And the reality is that you don't have a good football team. You haven't had a good football team. You guys talk about the Cowboys. You talk about the 49ers that they haven't even won a Super Bowl, been to an NFC. You know what, Raiders? You're in that conversation now because I'm putting you in that conversation. Okay, so thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the entertainment. But I would not even call yourselves a Division III football team. I wouldn't.
All right.
Okay. I went to Buffalo State. Go Bengals. Okay. So if you're a Raider fan, A, I'm sorry. B, don't admit it in public. Keep that to yourself. Save yourself the humiliation. And as far as the Walmart brown paper bag, free of charge. Just send me where to send you one in an address. I will send it to you. I will meet you somewhere. I'll hand it over to you. And in that bag, it'll say in the back of the bag while you're wearing it, unfortunately, I'm a Raider fan. That's what it will say on the bag. So Raiders, slow your roll. Know your place, which means it's nowhere in the NFL. Thank you.
Yeah. That was a little personal, wasn't it? Huh?
Ooh.
Oh, and those 2 gentlemen out there that are so-called Raider fans, you are more than welcome to come on the show because I got no problems humiliating you guys.
What a rant.
Wow.
I can't even do that about the Giants.
That was
Like honestly,
that had some spice in it.
yo,
Can we
some of
get-
us have been talking hella trash to effort.
Are we picking this game or just going off, leaving it at that?
We can pick. Yeah, we still got a couple games, right, Efren?
That was kind of a mic drop moment, but yeah.
We got a couple left.
We could talk about some of these games here.
We can just go through and pick. Just go through and pick.
I wasn't gonna pick, but if you want to discuss it, to be honestly, the one that I'm really interested in is actually the Vikings and the Packers, only because of Jason and being in the NFC North. As far as the Vikings 3-0, let's all be honest, probably the biggest surprise in the entire NFL. No
Absolutely.
disrespect to the Vikings, but with Sam Darnold and the history that he's been in the NFL, not really doing so well, maybe not being in the right system. But I'll be honest, ain't no way I saw the Vikings being 3-0. I would have thought the Packers beat 3-0, but they're 2-0 before the Vikings. But this one is at Lambeau Field.
No Jordan Love.
Let's no Jordan Love, but Malik Willis, he's holding his own.
Yep.
He's holding his own. And to be honest with you, at Tennessee, he's never really had the opportunity to showcase himself because he had to play behind Ryan Tannehill. So it's easy to say, oh, you know, he may not be this good, or I can't believe he's this great. You really don't know because until now, let's see what he has. I know he's out of Liberty. I've always thought he was going to be a really good quarterback, but again, until he gets that opportunity, which he's getting now, he's starting to look good. And I'll be honest with you, I know Jason could care less, but which I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. But for the sake of it, I think I got the Packers over the Vikings in this one. I think the Packers are going to suffer their first loss this weekend.
I got the Vikings over the Packers. I think the Vikings are actually contenders, honestly. The way they've been playing, the defense is that good.
I got Packers over the Vikings.
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 Yes, sir, Zach.
Vikings.
Wow. Now, the other 3-0 team.
Vikings got a really good defense,
Buffalo,
which is surprising.
And again,
it is surprising. It's very surprising.
It is. Now, again, the other 3-0 team is the Steelers at Indianapolis. I told you, I picked them. I think I was the only one that had them picked to win the division, and I still think they're going to win the division. I think the Steelers will go 4-0 over Indianapolis this weekend.
Easy.
I picked the Steelers as well. Don't forget. I picked them as well.
I am picking.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah.
I am picking the Justin Fields Pittsburgh Steelers. Hear that, Chicago Bears fans? The Justin Fields Pittsburgh Steelers. 3-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. 3-0.
Steelers.
And the last. This one's gonna be a good one. This one is Buffalo at Baltimore.
I'm going with an upset with that one. I'm picking.
That's easy. That's Buffalo.
Who do you guys have?
I'm going Baltimore.
Okay. I'm going Baltimore too.
Bills.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. And I think it's easy. I think that's easy. I think that's easily 10 plus point win by Buffalo.
What you got, Jason?
Yeah, Buffalo, they score a lot and they don't get scored on a lot, so I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going to take Buffalo, but I'm taking Buffalo with a little bit of a hesitation, only because of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson running. They haven't really seen an offense like this year. Not too many teams are going to see it, but I just think the fact that Josh Allen is distributing the ball. Over 10 receivers have already caught passes. They're running the ball. They're having a 2 tight end set to help run with the ball and block. I just think right now Buffalo is just riding on a hot streak right now that they're going to actually end up winning the game over at against Baltimore. That's who I have going. So I think at this point we kind of pretty much highlighted a lot of the teams. I know we probably still have more, but we kind of highlighted the games we really wanted to talk about. Anybody got any final thoughts?
I do.
Go ahead, Mr. Daniel Jones.
It's not Daniel Jones. If you enjoy what we talk about, please head over to our YouTube channel, our TikTok, The Sports Shed. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. It's all free. We post weekly every Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. We don't only talk football. We talk basketball. We talk baseball. We talk some women's sports. If you enjoy us, you enjoy listening to us, laughing with us, laughing at my pain.
He's got no pain. Cut it out, man.
Yeah, just feel free to support us at YouTube and TikTok.
He creates his own pain, ladies and gentlemen.
He has no pain, bro. He has no pain. He's just, I don't know. I want to say delusional, but
no,
that's on him. That's on him.
I'm just
cuckoo.
I'm it now.
Put the cuckoo back in the clock, Cheddar.
Now you really do create your own pain because Tigo's over there just chilling.
Yeah,
He's the only one that's smiling over there.
Listen,
Tigo's like,
The only one.
We'll see a different me depending on this Dallas Cowboys.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Listen, you gotta be faithful from jump,
but
bro.
that's it
You
with
gotta,
me
you
and my
gotta hold the
Giants,
faith from jump.
There you go.
That's it with me. And my all right. It's starting to get disrespectful now.
And on a note here, we're gonna end the show with that news right there being shown. I just want to thank everybody out there for watching us, supporting us. Any comments that you have, any suggestions, please feel free to let us know. If you ever want to be part of the show, let us know. I will be more than happy to send you a link. If you want to call it in as well, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to discuss anything that you may want over the show. I just want to thank everybody out there for your love and your support. And as I always say, God bless every single one of you, and good night. Cue the music, my friend.
Cue the music.
Danny Downer.
It's so disrespectful.
I love it. I love it. Oh, man.
So disrespectful.